Shalom, shalom, perfect peace be upon you all. Oh, look, yes, it has finally happened. Back on my wall. Well, actually, I didn't stop. I just didn't. I didn't really desire to put the camera on. Let me just. Okay, so I've just been listening to the scriptures in sort of lo-fi, and it's really comforting. But anyway, how are you doing? Oh, hope you're good. So this area that we are now living in is not too far from Silicone. It's called Lubum, and yeah, it's actually about 10 minutes to 6 in the morning, so I am a little bit late. Yesterday I was up at about 5 and managed to get a 20-minute walk in, so I'm just now coming through. Now this area, yeah, as you can see, the workers are just turning up. This area is pretty much probably one of the first built areas in and around Silicone. Let me just go back on the path. I'm like walking. You can't hear the puss, but you can't see the puss. Were you there? Oh no. I can hear the puss. But anyway, it must be stuck. I'll be coming back. Sorry guys. Because it's so new, and this is the first time I'm walking around here when it's like pretty light. And there's actually more places to explore around this area, and it is quite flat as well. So there's no inclines anywhere. It's just flat like a book. Anyway, so like I say, this was one of the first areas that started building residential apartments, and there's a couple of villas dotted here and there, and you can tell by the structure of the buildings. So the buildings seem to be a lot more, well, certainly they're more beige. Yeah, you can't get away from that beige. That beige vibe is just Beijing. Not Beijing, but beige in. And also, what's awesome about this particular area, yeah, is it is incredibly quiet. It's so peaceful. I'm going to be exploring some of these places. I know we'll go that way. It takes me to the market. So yeah, it's literally a lot more in resemblance to the kind of old Dubai. But what is fascinating about that, as I mentioned, the structural buildings are very, very strong, especially the older buildings, not the ones that they're building now, because the buildings that are relatively around about 10 years old, they are on par with the old and the new. But any buildings that are being built now, I'm not a structural engineer, and I'm not one of those, you know. My best friend's she's a structural engineer, and she does, obviously, you know, she's an architect. You don't have to be, it's not rocket science. You don't have to actually, you can see that the buildings are being put up very quickly just to turn around their investments. And it's unfortunate that only the other day I was speaking to a lady who lives in this area, and she mentioned that, well, first of all, she asked me, you know, which mazaya, because they're all mazaya, they're called mazayas. She asked, which building are you in? So I gave her the building number, and she said, wow, you're very, 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 very lucky to have one of those, because those are the first, those are part of the first buildings, and they were specifically made for families, the Emirati families, and they were built in such a way that they were solid. I was like, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, they are, and not only they're solid, they're it's massive inside. But it's getting used to. But she said the one that she's in is a lot newer, and she's obviously been built within the last, 10 years. And she said it's big, but the cracks are appearing, and it's not as structurally sound. So, build your house on a rock, not on sand. I know I'm in the sand pit, but you have to build that solid house on rock, and that is where you are in your prayer life. You have got to build the foundations of your life with Yah in front, leading the way. Build it up on solid ground so that no cracks will ever form. And I'm loving the idea of being on this flat ground, not because it doesn't push or challenge me, but it allows me to see clear. Like, I can see everything for distance, for days. And it will take a lot of getting used to, from being in the hustle and bustle of Silicone, which was crazy busy. But I know Yah's purpose for us as a little family is not our purpose. It's not something that is led by ourselves. It is by Him. And I am so grateful to Him for that. So I do put Him in the centre of this day, of every day, in my life. So I may actually drop this one on a new. Sorry, I'm just looking around. It's the first time I've actually walked in the light. I might just put this on my other channel, because I just don't think anyone's going to the Julie Talks channel. Not promoting it enough, am I? But this is the day that the Most High has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And I pray that anyone who's watching this video today, that your day be fruitful and blessed. Put your trust in Most High, command and the authority of Yahushua HaMashiach, that everything that you put your mouth to, your mind to, your heart to, that it be blessed in abundance. For you, it's not always easy, right? So we have to be mindful, about how and what we think, and the thoughts that we have about others. Where is that leading to, and does it allow us to really focus on the Most High's purpose for His will for our purpose and why we're here? So I'm just making sure that in my heart and my mind and my soul, no one's perfect, guys. He has to clean us and refine us, and that He will. providing. We are seeking Him each and every day, and we are standing in obedience, right? So listen, yeah, I'm holding the phone. So yeah, I am so grateful to the Most High to allow Him to put us into a solid home that doesn't necessarily look like we would probably want it. No, but inside it's amazing, it's massive. I may do a little video and do a little mini tour, but I tell you, it's solid. And I say this now, you know, blessed be Allah, Yahuwah, in the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Glory be to Him, all praises to Yah. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Shalom.